My mother, thank God she's not alive today, came to this country 65 years ago. 4 infants in her arms. Kissed the sidewalk the minute she got off the boat. She was so happy to be out of Russia alive. Across the ocean alive. More dead than alive, if you want to know the truth. 16 days in the steerage. 15 people got consumption. 5 died. My father, thank God he's not alive today, came to this country 2 years earlier, 67 years ago. Worked like a son of a bitch to earn our passage. Pardon my French. You don't want God in the ceremony, so you're probably familiar with it. My father worked 14 hours a day in a sweatshop on Lower Broadway, number 315. Our first apartment was a 5-flight walk-up, 4.5-room, unheated, cold water flat, with the bathtub in the kitchen and the toilet down the hall. 142 Hester Street. 3 families shared the toilet. An Italian family, a colored family, a Jewish family. 3 families with different faiths, but one thing each of these families had in common. What they had in common were the sacrifices each of them had to make to get where they were. What they had in common was persecution. So they weren't so glib about God. God was in my mother's every conversation about how she got her family out of Russia, thank God, in one piece. About the pogroms, the steerage, about those who didn't make it, got sick and died. Who could they ask for help? If not God, then who? The Great Society, the Department of Welfare, Traveler's Aid? Mind you, I'm a good Democrat. I'm not knocking these things. Although sometimes... There weren't any handouts in those days. The city was a concrete jungle to the families that came here. They had to carve homes and lives out of concrete. Cold concrete. You think they didn't call on God, these poor, suffering greenhorns? You see the suit I'm wearing? Expensive, custom made. My father, thank God he's not alive today, worked 16 hours a day in the shop on Broome Street, and his artist's degree for 1/10 of what you pay today makes meatloaf out of this suit. 145-147 Broome Street. So tired, so broken in spirit when he climbed the 6 flights of stairs to the 3.5-room, unheated, cold water flat the 5 of us were crowded in 171 Attorney Street, that he did not have the strength to eat. The man did not have the strength to eat, turning thinner and yellower by the day for lack of what? A well-balanced diet? Too much cholesterol? Too many carbohydrates and starchy substances in his blood? Not on your sweet life, for lack of everything. What was God to my father? I'll tell you. Sit down, I'm not finished. I'll tell you what God was to my father. God got my father up those 6.5 flights of stairs, not including the stoop, every night. God got my mother, worn gray from lying to her children about a better tomorrow she didn't believe in, with enough of the failing strength that finally deserted her last year in Miami Beach at the age of 91, to face another day of hopelessness and despair. 3135 Biscayne Boulevard. God! God. Do you know how old I was when I first had to go out and work? Look at these hands. The hands of a professional woman. Not on your sweet life, the hands of a worker. I worked. These hands toiled from the time I was 9, strike that, 7. I was up every morning at 5, dressing in the pitch black to run 5 blocks to the Washington Market, unpacking crates for 75 cents a week. $1 if I worked on Sundays, maybe, based on the goodness of the boss's hearts. Where was my God then? Where? On those bitter cold mornings with my hands so blue with frostbite they looked like ladies' gloves. Was God? Here, in my heart, where he was, has been, will always be, till the day they carry me feet first out of these chambers. Not good, God can't. My first